we are going to start this live stream off with splitting some firewood, or dropping my axe, and then we're going to go see the animals. We do have two brand new baby goats. They were born just 2 days ago. That would have been Friday. They were born on Friday. I'm going to slide you guys a little forward. My tripod's a little broken. I broke it, but it's going to do the job for today. So let's just set you guys up something somewhere around here. Anyway, like I said, oh boy. Okay, we are going to be going to hang out with the animals. You know what? Since I'm having a heck of a time setting the tripod up, let's go see the animals first. And your boy Mud, how you doing? I'm struggling at the start of this stream, but that's okay. We're gonna dip away from the Wi-Fi. I think I'm gonna try leaving it connected. So if we get a little jittery on you, I'm sorry. Hi, rabbits. Hello, everybody. Got a couple brand new baby goats in here. So let's go see the baby goats. Darlene, how are you doing? It's cold again today. It's a little bit warmer, but the wind is cold. Lucas, how you doing, Lucas? There's a bunch of the animals here. But I've got these goats on lockdown because I think Mimi's gonna have her babies any day now. And Evie's probably not far behind her. Maple just likes to be with the other two. Let's see the babies. Excuse me, I hear one of them. Oh, I was just checking on them and I know they're fine. Okay, let's turn the light on. There they are down there with the little knitted sweaters. Hey, be nice. Be nice, Mimi. Mimi's sitting here trying to give Evie headbutts and Evie's trying to sneak out the door, but I want Evie on lockdown. So, anyway, here are the baby goats. 1 and 2, a couple of heat pads in there. So they are staying nice and warm. I've been checking in on them lots and they're doing pretty good. Mom's being a good mom. The one who's kind of crying a little bit there, that's that one there, that's Siri. For whatever reason, she's not wanting to latch on well. When I force her to eat, she'll eat, and I can bottle feed her just fine. But I've been monitoring her. She's got food in her belly. But the other one's just enjoying the corner there, enjoying some heat. And then, of course, we got these three on lockdown because they're next. But for now, let's leave the baby goats alone. We'll leave the baby goats alone and go check on everyone else. I gotta split some firewood. So we definitely have to do that. They got a fresh bale of hay there, so they're all happy. And doesn't look like it's as cold as the last couple of weeks. You're absolutely right. It's not nearly as bad. It is about -6 Celsius here today. No one's in here, eh? No one's in here. It's about -6 degrees. Much warmer, but still chilly. Still chilly. The babies there, the baby goats that we just saw, they were born on Friday, and it was -25 that night. So we did bring them into the house for the night. The problem with them being born in the winter like this is if you don't get out there and take care of them right away when they're born, they'll freeze to death because they're born wet. And so we did have to get out there right away, get out there with the hair dryer, dry them off, bring them inside, warm them up. And they're doing okay now. A couple heaters in there. Trying to get you guys set up because I want to split some wood, but my tripod's a little bit broken. So it doesn't want to coordinate quite so well. Trying to balance some stuff on the back legs here, like so. There. And we'll angle you guys up. That should be okay enough. I need to replace this tripod. I broke it, but good enough. Let's get you guys at a decent enough angle. And good enough. Okay. We're using the 8-pound splitting maul. to make some quick work of this. This wood is a little bit on the wetter side, so it takes a little extra force and technique. One more. Oh, I lied, 2 more. Oh, 3 more. I guess we'll split this one again while we're at it. And your boy says, glad to see the new ones. It's been between 75 and 85 the last week or so in Arizona. Nice. It's not quite that warm here. And Jericho, how you doing? We're just getting after it. Split some wood to heat the homestead. We had 2 baby goats, twin girls, born on Friday. And it was cold. So they are just in their little pen, staying nice and warm. And where are you from, bro? We are in northern Canada. This is my off-grid homestead. And the other day, when these baby goats were born, they were born at minus 17. It got down to minus 25. So I had to bring the goats in the house for the night. Not always a fan of doing that. When you bring the goats into the house, you run the risk of the mom abandoning them. But it was all good. Better than them freezing to death. And the mom she's doing a good job. But it's still a risk. Still a risk. And good night, Munchie says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, happy Sunday. Oh, this one feels wet and heavy. Oh, hope you're doing well. And Derico says, you won't know what to do with yourself when the boys get old enough to do all the chores. I look forward to that day. They're already pretty helpful. Yesterday, I took my oldest, who's turning 9. I took him with me in the forest. We flagged out a new road I want to cut in. So on the property here, for those who don't know, we're on a peninsula. The lake goes all the way around. The south side of the property is a beach. We're on the north side. And so we went through the bushwhacking, and kind of carved in and flagged a trail, a road, a nice little S-curve to get us down to the beach. But it was about a kilometer there, a kilometer back in like waist-high snow. So I was gassed afterwards. My son, he was pretty tired. That was some hard work. That was some hard work. It's one of those things where I was saying to him, and we were running out of sunlight because we did it in the evening. And I was telling him, I'm like, not many people can get lost and run out of light without ever leaving their own property. It's pretty magical. And I was very helpful when I was 9. It's a good age. Oh, this one was a bit of a bugger, which is why I set it aside, but we're gonna split it again. Oh yeah. Oh, it's so hard. There we go. Oh. When the wood is a little bit wet and frozen, it is so hard to split. That's why my go-to is always the 8-pound splitting maul. And Goodnight Munchie says 53 now. And Derico said, Lily must see something in the distance. I know yesterday my neighbor was out in their skidoo and she kept running after him. She's down. Lily! Come here, Lil. Come on. She's coming back. Come on, Lily. Can you see her in the background running down the road? There she is there. Come on, Lily. Good girl. Good girl. Hi. Hi, Lily. Okay, look out. I don't want to hurt you. So you called me over here just to tell me to look out? Oh. And Struck says, hi, how you doing? We're just splitting some firewood for the off-grid homestead. Made a bit of a pile of it here, nice and close to the house. I'm splitting it a little smaller than maybe you need to, but that's because it's a little wet. And nothing's worse than trying to burn wet wood. Other than the creosote, sometimes it just puts itself out, doesn't stay lit. It can be a hassle. And good for the Netherlands. We are in northern Canada here. Hope you're doing well. Smarts says hi. How you doing, Smarts? I can hear a skidoo in the distance. Probably my neighbor. That's probably why Lily keeps going down the driveway. Just wants to check out the neighbor. This is a homestead workout. You can watch guys doing chin-ups and pull-ups, or you can watch guys splitting wood with an 8-pound maul. Your choice. Oh. And any wild animals around? Just me and Lily. We do have wolves and coyotes kicking around. Haven't had too many problems with them this year. Definitely a lot of foxes around, but yeah, hasn't been too much of an issue. Fox has checked out the chickens a couple times, but hasn't found a way in. I've got it kind of double fenced in and a sealed building, so they're pretty safe. But yeah, we just had some baby goats born 2 days ago, and all the other animals are enjoying some food. I put in a fresh bale of hay in yesterday for them. I need to get what's called a hay net. What happens is when you put a round bale of hay in and you cut all the string off, you gotta cut the string off because if they swallow it, they they can't digest it and they can die. So you gotta take all the string off, but then the bale just wants to fall apart. And then the animals like to turn that into bedding and lie in it and pee in it. And so you lose a lot of your hay. On the plus side, it adds all that nutrients and the grains back into the field. And so you get fresh hay growing next year. On the downside, it's a lot of money to just sit on the floor. So I gotta get, it's basically a bunch of ropes that wrap around it. So as they pick at it, they can't pull it apart and lie in it. It all stays there. So something I gotta look at maybe ordering tonight. Something I've been putting off for a while. And Struick said, if you want to perform a hunt together in the Netherlands, come to me. That sounds amazing. Hunting is definitely one of my favorite pastimes. And Goodnight Munchie had said, I have a golden retriever now. My best friend passed away. Now I have his dog. I helped pick Tucker when he was a puppy. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your friend. Much more common for the animal to die before the friend, but at least you have a good second best friend out of the dog. Lily here, she's a yellow lab golden retriever mix, and she is a little sweetheart. Hello. The one thing we got to watch with her, and I hate that I have to do it, but I have to put her on a leash when I leave, when no one's at the property, because she'll chase us down the driveway, or if she doesn't chase us, she'll eventually wander down. It's about 1.5 miles, 2 miles to the highway, but she will find herself on the highway, and the next thing you know, we're driving an hour to town to go get her because someone will pick her up and say, lovely dog, don't know where she's from. Maybe the road you picked her up off, but she just loves us so much. So unfortunately, I do have to tie her up when I leave, and I don't like doing it, but she doesn't mind. She's a good girl. She just loves so much. And Freshly Wild's in the chat. Darlene says, would a metal cage from a cube work for the hay? It kind of would. That's what I have here. I could try, but the problem is the size. So the hay bales, I think the hay bales are bigger than this. They are like 5 foot by 5 foot, like 5 foot rounds, and these are 4 foot cages. So it would sit a little on top until it fell in, and you don't want it to crush anyone. I'd have to like peel the outer layer of hay off. So could I modify these? Yeah, I could probably cut them and re-weld them and re-bolt them together to fit. Maybe I could make some sort of contraption out of these that bolt together around a bale. So if I stood a bale upright instead of horizontal and then bolted this together, but whenever I put a fresh bale of hay out, the animals swarm it. So they're not. This wouldn't be the most practical solution. It's not a one-to-one fit. People will use stuff like this for horses where you're using smaller square bales, but with these big 5 foot rounds, they don't quite fit in the totes. It's a good idea, but it would require, I think, a little more work than just getting a rope. Lily, are you eating my wood? I mean that in the most normal way possible. And Full Throttle's in the chat. How you doing, Full? Gotta make sure this camera angle doesn't look so weird. And Full Throttle says, good afternoon, sir. Long time no see. Hope you and your family are doing well, my friend. And Goodnight Munchie had said, my dog Mojo is a toy Yorkie. Her and Tucker get along great. That is good to hear. I really don't need to split this one again, but I'm going to. Okay, let's grab another log. This one's gonna be a bugger. Oh, wow. I say it's a bugger because it's big. But this block here doesn't have a lot of knots in it. One on the side, but not bad. I'm gonna have to chink this one all the way around from the sides. Oh, she's soft. Oh, soft is not good. Soft is hard to split. I can see a split starting. But this one is a bugger. Oh. Come on. And are they from New York? We are in northern Canada. Ah, I can see the split. It just doesn't want to go. I'm gonna flip it over. There's a lot of work for one little piece. A lot of work for one dinky little piece. And swing harder. The wood is just so soft. You can see the line here where I'm hitting it. I'm just sinking the axe in without going through. That was a good one. One more like that. There's a chunk. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was aggressive. The rabbit fur hat is nice and warm, but keeps falling in front of my eyes and I'm going blind. And Leslie says, blue and left on beautiful? What? What? What do you mean, my friend? Let's set the rabbit fur hat down until my ears get colder. Guys, what we're gonna do is, once we're done splitting this wood here, we're gonna go see the baby goats and the cows and donkey and check on the animals. Oh, have a little visit. So let's split a little wood first. Get a bit of a workout in, and then we'll go see the animals. On Friday, we had 2 baby goats born. Ooh, there's more on the way. We got more baby goats due to be born. So they're all hanging out in the barn. And Phil, the Swiss Vapor, says, hello everyone. Having dinner right now, nice. We're just swinging an axe. Ooh. Oh, come on. This one's so hard. This stream is not to be taken out of context. Woo! Lots of good wood here anyway. We got some decent weather in the forecast. Friday night when the goats were born was minus 27. So they did have to come in the house. That was cold, that sucked. But it's only about minus 6 now. We're warming up this week. We got a couple 0 degree, or for Americans, 32 degree days coming up. So it's gonna get better, it's gonna get nicer. Leslie says, how are you today? I'm doing good, I can't complain. Can't complain, life is good. Baby goats are doing good. You know, that first day was a little bit stressful because I had to separate them from mom. So every couple hours I had to get up and feed them. But they're doing good. And so can't really complain. And Phil says, my wife forbade me from using an axe. She told me because of my anger management. Just kidding. And Leslie says, goodbye, goodbye. If you need to deal with anger management, the axe is the best tool for the job. People pay money for, what are they, those destruction rooms? Or you can just go split some firewood and heat your house. I do have a hydraulic log splitter. I usually use that at the start of the year to get a good chunk of my firewood done. But then come this time of year, you kind of got to let it warm up in the house first and get the hydraulics moving and working. I like the workout aspect of just splitting it with the axe. But yeah, the 8-pound splitting maul is definitely a workout. She's a beast. But man, does it do a good job of blowing up that wood. Hoorah! Get a little kindling out of that one. The grain looks pretty straight. Oh, that one sounded good. You just kind of got to blow that knot apart. Cool, cool. Guys, lately my obsession has been chess. I've been playing a lot of chess. That is an addicting game. And Phil says, not how I would do it, swinging it above my head and wild screaming. Have you ever done any axe throwing? That's a lot of fun. Now it's more like hatchets. You're not gonna hurl one of these over your head, but axe throwing is a lot of fun. At some point, I'd like to set up a proper archery range and maybe an axe throwing spot. Oh, one more. It'd be nice to have something that I don't have to take down and put away all the time. And Smart says, good exercise. And Phil says, I did. Oh, I hit the knot. Try to avoid hitting the knot directly. Otherwise, they just kind of blow up like that. See this one here's got, this way, a big knot right there, and I hit directly on top of that knot. So of course it didn't split. You gotta aim a little bit and go around the knot. So if I hit just off to the right of it, it should split just fine. Just fine. That one's gonna need a little more oomph than that. Okay, I've been avoiding this one because it's got a pretty big knot in the bottom. But I think, what is this? It's birch. I mean, not birch, it's pine. Red pine looks like. So it should split fine. And I almost ended my life. Guess why? The axe bounced back at you. I've had that happen. That one split way better. I was avoiding that one. I thought that was gonna give me trouble. I really thought that was gonna be more difficult. The grain is beautiful. Beautiful. There's the knot. That's okay. I think we just throw this whole piece in. Maybe I could split one more time sideways. I see a crack right there. Oh, beautiful. Hey, beautiful. That's precision cutting. Oh. See, one more piece over there I gotta do again, but let's get rid of this red pine. Oh no. Oh, why are you harder? There we go. We're actually gonna split it so we can. Oh. Okay. I'm getting tired. Getting tired. Soon, I think after this piece, there's one more I want to cut, and then we'll go see the goats. Check on the baby goats. We can also go hang out with the chickens and ducks for a little bit. See if we got any chicken eggs to collect. We had a bad burst of like 5 days in a row of -40. Just nasty. And so the chickens stopped laying eggs during that cold weather. And so hoping this little bit warmer weather will help the chickens restart. Okay. Chris Berry says, good morning from Vancouver. Hello, my fellow Canadian. Joyce says, do you make furniture for your house? I made the kitchen table, the kitchen island. But otherwise, and at my last house, I made a couple tables. But for the most part, nah, IKEA. IKEA is the way. When I have more time, I'd love to do more woodworking projects, but I do a lot more big carpentry renos. So more like building and taking down walls, doing that kind of stuff. So haven't really had a lot of time for the more for fun woodworking. I am planning to buy a sawmill this spring. Just seeing, I thought, yeah, this one could, was it this one? This one can use another split. I am planning to buy a sawmill so I can, I'm gonna build a barn, a second barn. I'm gonna take you over to the first barn in a second, show you the animals. Holy man, this one's hard. No wonder I just set it down and left it. Good enough. There we go, guys. Nice little pile of wood here for heating the house. I just got to stack it. I could do that afterwards. So anyway, I built this barn here, mostly complete, needs siding and a couple patch jobs. But I plan to build a second barn off my sea can, a bigger barn. And I figure with current pricing, it cost me about 8 grand in lumber. I could buy a decent sawmill for about 6. So yes, you got all the extra added work of milling your own lumber, but then you have a mill forever. So my thought is, if the barn project, so I got a sea can over here, I'm gonna show you guys. For whatever reason, Bobby white belly here, the brown cow with the white belly, that one there, she's been skittish with me lately. And I gotta walk slow around her. If I don't walk slow, she jumps and bucks and kicks, and she risks hurting the other animals. Hey girls. So I got a sea can I put right there. And so I plan to build a barn off of the sea can. I plan to divide the sea can in half, have half of it as warm animal storage. The other half of that sea can is just gonna be like feed and straw, things like that. And then the barn side will be for all these lovely ladies. I plan to keep the female animals on the bigger field, so the whole backside, and the boy animals in the smaller 5-acre field. We're gonna take a look at the baby goats. We got a couple baby goats here, so give me 1 second, put my hat down. We're gonna go see the baby goats because they're calling. You guys hear that little baby call? Let's turn the Wi-Fi off so I don't, and let's go check out the baby goats. I've got some of the goats. Excuse me, mama. Oh, I know. Okay. I got some goats in here, and the reason for that is it's a little warmer, and these girls are about to have babies any day now. Be nice, be nice. They're a little frustrated I'm not letting them out, but Mimi, hey, be nice. Mimi here, hardhead here. Hey, hardhead here is about to have her babies really like today, tomorrow. And so I kind of got her in prison. And Joyce says, you sound like a hardworking man. Your wife must love it. And Freshly Wild says, Joyce, he's got 5 boys. I do have 5 sons. Okay, baby goats. Let's look at the baby goats. Let's look at the baby goats. I gotta spin the camera around. Okay, I hear you. You sound like you're on the cold side. Why are you over here? I made her a little sweater. But you are on the wrong side. You're in the cold side. The heaters are tucked in over there with that goat. Another baby hiding over in the heaters. Okay, we're gonna get down and in there with them. We're gonna go into the pen. I've got it tarped off just to try to trap some of the heat, make sure there's no wind that can get in there. I got this plastic wrap up here. This plastic here stops the wind from coming in the front, but it's not 100%. So now I need to try to get in here without shoving you out of the way, girl. You're kind of in the way. And I don't feel like being America's Ninja Warrior going through the door. Can you guys scooch? Can you scooch over? Ken, how you doing, Ken? And, okay, you're almost out of my way. I can almost come in and say hi. Okay, I just don't want to push you. I don't want to push you, but you got to get out because I can't come in. Excuse me, girls. Okay, and try to get the phone. You know what? We're dropping the tripod. We're going hand-free. We're going, that's the opposite. We're going hand mode. Okay, I got to come in here. You got to let me in. Ugh. Okay, hey, you don't get to come in. You don't get to come say hi. We're going to lock the door. Okay. Okay. Hey, girl. Oh, how are you? How are you? Every time I check you, you got a warm belly. So, we are in it with the baby goats. Got a little bit of poop over there. There. Oh, come over by the heater. This one's been sleeping lots today. I like to walk over and just stimulate them, make sure, or her, they're girls. I like to just double check that she's doing good. Feel her belly, feel some food, make sure her belly's not empty, caved in, but she's got food in her belly. I know they're babies, so they gotta sleep lots. And you know, I can see some meconium poop over there. Basically, that's the baby poop. Just throw some fresh straw down over here, get rid of that. But I get nervous when it's cold like this. So it's -6. You can see the heat pads are on and warm. So she's nice and warm, but I get nervous when they lie down. Ugh. Okay, come here. Come here, you're stuck, I know. Well, mama's trying to eat and you're stuck there. You can go eat. For whatever reason, oh, what do we got? No, you're good. This one here's not eating off of mom quite as well. Her belly's not empty, but every time I put her up to mom, she's not eating a whole lot. Okay. Just helping her find. Sorry, I'm trying to help the goat find her meal. She's not very good at finding her meal. I'll set you guys down over here. You guys can look at this goat while I help this other one. Let's pop this bad boy down. Bam. We'll set you guys up looking at that baby goat. Well, I just help this one right here. There we go. Sorry. So I had to, she's eating now. I'm just kind of holding her there so she doesn't run away. This one here, so these baby goats, they're Siri and Anna. And TH Outdoors, how you doing? Oh, I know. I want you to eat though. Eat. So eat. So this goat here, I've had to bottle feed her a couple times because I've noticed when I check on them, you got to feel their bellies, make sure that their bellies are full. I've noticed a couple times I've checked on this one, her belly hasn't been full. And so I've topped her up with some formula, goat formula. And every once in a while I got to come in here and just make sure she's going to eat off of mom. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm holding this goat underneath mom and just guiding, guiding the nipple back, the udder. Are you all done or are you going to get more? It's okay if you're done. I know you had some now. That's okay. I know now. I know at least you had some food in your belly, so you're good. You're good. I'll take my glove back though. So yeah, I made little sweaters for them to keep a little warmer. They got the heat pads here. Little sweaters. They're doing good. So these goats here were born Friday, so 2 days old. They're 48 hours, but they're both girls. I've got them in the corner here, tucked in. I put a couple straw bales, big bales in here, some square bales, just to kind of keep them trapped on that side. Just because I didn't want, I didn't want the baby goats getting away from the heat, especially when they were little. Like the first 24 hours, they're not very mobile, and so I wanted to just kind of keep them tucked in this corner by the heat pads. The first night, I did bring them in the house for the night. It was -27. Last night was -12, so I left them out here. I did come give each of them a warm-up break in the middle of the night. Around 2 in the morning, I brought one at a time. I brought them in the house, let them warm up for about a half hour, gave them some food, and then put them back outside. Basically, the way goats work is they regulate their temperature based... Oh, yes. They regulate their temperature based on digestion. So an empty stomach is a cold, dead goat. So you got to make sure that they have food in their belly. Sometimes the moms aren't very good. She's good. She's actually surprisingly good. Her first kid that she ever had, she abandoned, and we had to bottle feed. But these two, she's taking very good care of them. She's very gentle, very cautious, delicate. She's letting them eat whenever they want. She's not getting annoyed with them. And yeah, they're good. It's just... This one here, this would be Siri. I've been manually assisting with the feeding to make sure she gets a good, nutritious diet. And this one's Anna. She's got no issues, no concerns. You also do need to make sure that they're warm to digest their food. If they get cold, they can't really digest their food, so they lose their suck reflex. So that's why the heaters are here. You got to kind of feel their ears. Oh, hello, mama. Hello. Hello. I'm just checking on your babies, making sure their bellies are nice and full and warm. Yeah. This one here, if I can't get her to eat more later, like she just had a meal, but if she's slowing down, I'll make sure to bring her in for another bottle later. But at least she is eating off of mom. She just, for whatever reason, needs a little more help finding the udder than the other one. The other one is eating, oh, she's right there. The other one's about to have a snack right now. There. So for whatever reason, you can do it. For whatever reason, the other one is having a hard time actually finding the udder like that. And so I have to guide her. But this one I'm not as concerned about. This one's been getting food whenever it wants it. And yeah, she's being a good mom, just letting her do her thing. Hello. You're a little noisier. You're a little noisier. If anyone has any questions or concerns, I see we got some people in the crowd. Just feel free to ask. We're hanging out. You can't really see me well because I'm underneath a tarp. I've got this area tarped in just to keep it closed, keep the heat trapped in a little bit, and to stop the any giraffes. We don't want any wind in here. Hello. Hello. This one is Anna. Yes, mom's checking her out. Yeah, she's still there. The nice thing about putting the sweaters on them, two things. One, it keeps them warmer. Definitely keeps them warmer. And two, it traps mom's smell on them. So when I do bring them in the house for warm-up breaks and for extra supplementary feeding, because they got the sweaters on, mom does not abandon them. She knows that they're hers. She can smell herself on them. So that is good. That is good. Okay, we're going to leave you guys alone. That's enough bugging the babies. Let's go see the ducks and chickens next. See how they're doing. Oh, hello. Hello, Mimi. Mimi's in jail. Her and Evie, they're in jail. Oh, hello. Hello. The goats are one of my favorite animals on the homestead. I got to put you babies, I want to put all of you over here. I know you're having a snack and I don't like to interrupt your snack, but I want you over here for a second so I can actually get out of here. Oh, because I got to open the door. There we go. I don't want to squish anyone while I sneak out of here because I threw so much fresh straw in there to keep them warm. It's hard to get in and out. Oh. Okay, so they are doing good over there by the heater and by mom. If anyone has any questions, concerns, plans for the weekend, let me know. These girls are all just hanging out in here. They are on jail duty because as much as she's not carrying around, I feel like she's very close to having her babies too. And she's a wild card because she'll be a first-time mom. You know, it might come up a little unsuspecting for me. So I want to just keep them in here to make sure that if they had their babies, they're in a nice warm spot, not out in the snow or getting stepped on by another animal. Okay, gloves back on. Gloves are going back on, and then we're going to go out and check on the ducks and the chickens. Ducks, and chickens. Do. Oh, these door latches, everything's so hard with no hands. There we go. Okay. Oh, let's try to be a little more steady with this. So we got these guys, but let's go check out the ducks and chickens. We're in hands mode, so we'll just keep holding this. we're going over here. Probably got to break the ice. Definitely got to break the ice out of the ducks' water. It's cold enough. It's cold enough that the ducks' water is probably frozen. Welcome to the Waddle Inn Duck Lodge. A log cabin built with logs off the property. Okay, yeah, your water's frozen right now. Let's see if we can bust that free. How frozen is it? Hello, ducks. That feels completely solid. Oh, come on. Hi, ducks. You guys need my assistance to get some fresh water, don't you? I gotta bring the axe over here. Hello, guys. Hello. So these are the ducks being ducks. I need to get them some fresh water. The chickens are hanging out in their yard. How's your guys' water? Your guys' water looks still water. Your water's good. Just the chickens' water that's frozen. I mean the ducks. So let's lock you guys back in here. Okay, we'll lock the door because we need to go get some fresh water for them. My wife is notorious for leaving the water pump out, but I don't see it. I don't see the water pump. So she must have brought it in the house. Oh. Quick tour of these guys. Hello. So some people get nervous around goats because they see the big horns and they get worried about headbutts, but they're just little sweethearts. There's really nothing to be concerned about as long as they're familiar with people and you take good care of them. I've never been attacked by a goat. Cows, you got to be careful because cows, when they get spooked, they're very big, so they're very dangerous. But the goats are just lovely. I got no concerns or questions about the goats. Donkey, obviously you gotta be mindful of their back legs. Bobby, don't even think about spooking. I'm just coming here to see Georgia. But they're just cautious animals. You got to be gentle with them and just watch out for the back legs that you don't get kicked. But otherwise, donkeys are just little sweethearts. Donkeys are sweethearts. I would say the most dangerous animal here, oh, hello. The most dangerous one is the cows because they're a little more unpredictable and bigger. And yeah. Ken asks, where's the other donkey? Ken, we had 4 or 5 days of -40, and unfortunately the other donkey did not come out the other side. One of our neighbors lost their donkey and a horse. It was nasty for multiple days. We had blankets on them, but it's a bit of a long story, but we ended up having to put her down because she got too cold and then got a head injury because she fell, and it was a big ordeal. It was a nightmare situation. Absolute tragedy. But it is what it is. I mean, that's the farm life. It's sad and unfortunate. Anyone, anywhere says hi. Hello. Hello. And Ken says, oh no, sorry about that. I know, it's brutal, especially when it happens to a bigger animal like a donkey. This is the pregnant one. But when you lose a big animal, not only is it emotionally a lot more stressful and a lot harder, there's also a huge financial impact. I mean, these are $2,500, $3,500 animals. So when you lose one, that's devastating. But, you just do what you can. You do everything you can to improve the situation. I put a diesel heater in there, made sure she stayed warm. And yeah, the cows are super hardy. People say when you're a commercial cattle farmer, you put in about a 2% death toll or death risk, death surcharge when you're considering price. Basically, if you have 100 cattle, there's a chance you're going to lose 2 of them in a season. So I mean, whether that be from a slip, a trip, a fall, the cold, illness, disease, it does happen. Hello, Georgia. Hello. So you do have to be mindful of that. That's why doing everything small scale is so much harder. When you are a homesteader on a smaller scale like this, the cost of every animal, you really feel the impact when things go wrong. If someone gets sick or injured or dies, because you don't have the surplus to kind of absorb the cost. Obviously, it's never good, but when you're a small scale homesteader, it's far worse. That's one of the concerns, when you're thinking about survival and prepping. Here, I'll spin you guys around. When you're talking about, my hair is crazy because it's windy, but when you're talking about survival and prepping and things like that, it's like, just because I have cattle and, the donkey and goats and rabbits and chickens and ducks, that buys me a little extra time over maybe someone who doesn't have all that, but it's not indefinite. I mean, one wolf or one pack of wolves can come in and they're going to slaughter a lot of animals. And so, you might be good until you have an incident like that. Tragedy does happen. When you're not commercial, illness isn't usually too big of a problem. Just because, if you're not introducing new animals, you're not spreading disease. So it's generally not as big of an issue. I see a little section of the fence I got to pull back up. But you are definitely concerned about injury. Injury and predators are 2 big concerns on a homestead. Just adjusting this section of fence here. The animals were leaning on it and pulled it down. The fencing is mostly a psychological barrier. The animals, when you got a 1,000-pound cow, she could push through any of this fencing. She just doesn't know she can, but she can. So you keep them happy. This is where their food is. This is where their water is. This is where their friends are. So as long as they're used to their surroundings, it is not as big of a deal. But Mark had said, I have an active dairy farm. I totally understand what you were talking about. And Phil says, the way nature goes, it isn't predictable. Ken says, we had a stray dog attack recently. I totally understand. What kind of animals do you have, Ken? I know, see, a lot of people get frustrated with like neighbors' dogs and stuff when it comes to chicken and poultry. Obviously, we don't have any neighbors, and the closest neighbors we have, they have poultry and dogs, so the dogs are used to it. But like city dogs kind of thing, they've got they're descendants of wolves. They've got a natural hunting instinct, and so they can wreak havoc on things like chickens. But our dog, she's a little sweetheart. She's when she was a puppy, she killed 1 duck by accident. And I say by accident because our dog was playing with the duck. It was very much playing, but from our dog, playing meant she had the duck by its neck. And that did not pan out so good for the dog or for the duck. And so we gave her some scolding and taught her not to do that again. And things have been well since. And Ken says, I have goats and chickens. And I like the goats. The goats are a lot of fun. They're great. Like I said, we got the 2 babies in the barn. And Master Chick Poultry Farm says hi. How you doing, Chick Poultry Farm? Hello. We are just talking farming and homesteading and living off the land, or trying thereof. But one of the projects I've got that 50-foot sea can I hauled onto the property. I'm going to buy a sawmill in March. Next month, I plan to buy a sawmill. And then I plan to skid a bunch of wood out of the bush, mill it all up, and convert that bad boy into a freestanding barn. That will be the center walls, the center support. And the barn will, I'll build a 3-foot pony wall on top and then come down either side so I can maintain about an 8-foot height on the outside edges. The lake half, so the far side, will be for dry storage. That'll be for the quad, skid steer, ATV, the sawmill itself, wood storage. And then the other side will be an extended barn for the animals. This barn here is rough and rough and tumble. So this barn here, I have it separated. I've got 2 small pens and then a bigger stall. And then I've got the main barn side here. Don't mind the siding. I need to reside the thing. And then I've got just like a milking area over there that I plan to enclose. So it's just a big open concept area where all the large animals can spend the night in here. Gets them out of the wind, gets them out of the snow. But it doesn't give me the peace of mind of individual pens. The problem is the big animals are just too big for the little animals. The full-size goats get along well with the cows, as you can see. But the little baby ones, it's just so much more risky having them interact with the big animals. And so we, hello. And so we make sure, hello. You're gonna come say hi too, aren't you? Hello. Hi, Mimi. We'll check on the baby goats one more time before we go inside. But yeah, so anyway, just because we keep growing our herds and we keep getting more and more animals, hey, be nice. I'll let her out. I want to check you. If I'm going to let you out, I got to check and make sure you're not going to have your babies out there. Man, you really look like you're going to have babies soon. You're staying in. I'm not letting you out. I'm sorry. You can be mad at me. I'll bring you in some fresh hay. But I really think that this one, I really think she's going to have her baby soon. I've been saying that for 2 months, so it's got to be more true than ever. And let's just poke our head in here, and the babies are doing good. So these 2 goats were born on Friday. So they are in the small pen with the heater. Now, if she has her babies, we're a little less concerned because it's a little warmer. But then one of these heat pads will come out of here into this bigger pen, and she can come out here with them. We're going to have to do some shuffling. I also have a smaller pen over here where I got a couple rabbits. These guys, these handsome fellas, might move into their hutches if we have another baby goat born. They'll probably end up going into their hutches just so I could use this space for more mom-baby time. So that's probably the plan. Probably move these ones from the fully kind of tarped off area into the slightly more open area if and when she has her babies. Every day she holds off on having her babies, the better it is for those babies. And we had fainter goats one time. This one is half fainter. This is Maple. Maple is half fainter. Her cousin, who was a quarter fainter, would faint if you just like walk towards her. I have never seen Maple actually faint. She is fainter, but I've never seen her faint. Mimi here, she's a mini Nubian. Hello, fainter. And then we've got the babies over here. These guys are pygmy goat. So I've got pygmy goats, Nubian goats, mini Nubian goats, and Alpine Toggenburg goats. How you doing over there by the heater? You're good? And the Swiss Vapor says, today I went for a walk with Timmy, my cat dog. He wants to see the goats at the retirement home. Goats are very calm. Hey. She's chewing on my leg. Stop chewing on me. Stop chewing on me. And goats are very calm when he approaches. He really likes them. Me too. Cute baby goats. Yes, I made these guys little sweaters because it's a little on the chilly side still. And obviously they're right beside there's 2 heat pads, one kitty corner. Keep them nice and warm. And Pablo Munoz says, greetings from Chile. How you doing? How you doing, Pablo? Mark says, would you ever raise fainter goats? Well, I did buy this one who's half fainter. She's half fainter, half Nubian. And so I really thought she would faint. I really thought she would. I got her because she was born at the same time as Evie. She shares the same dad, the Nubian. Let's go see Evie. Sorry, I'm leaving you in here. You're trapped. You're trapped. I'll get you an armful of hay, but you're trapped. There's lots of hay on the ground. Let's grab a mitt full of this. Okay. You guys get the hay cam. Here. Ugh. Have some of that. But yeah, so anyway, that one's a fainter in the back, but she never does faint. Oh, whoa! Mimi! Be nice. She's so aggressive right now. That's Evie over there. Same dad as Maple. Oh. One more armful. We're gonna throw this one farther back. Try to get it over to Maple. Evie, or Mimi, be nice. There's plenty for both of you there. And do you make or buy your own hay? I buy the hay. I don't have enough fields, really. I let the animals graze throughout the year, but I've only got about 30 acre of field here. And I guess, you know, if I really put to it, I might be able to hay my own. But you need a lot of equipment. It's expensive to get the equipment to actually do it. I have the farm tractors, but I don't have the hay rakes, the cutters, or the balers. So there's some bales over there on that trailer. So I just buy the big round bales, push them in with my skid steer. And yeah, I do need to put a net over it though, because you could see all this hay here. They just pulled this bale apart. You know, a bale usually lasts me about a week. Hello, princess. I'm coming to sit with you. Don't eat me. Okay, can I sit with you? Do I have permission? Can we snuggle? Do you want to wear my hat? Do you want to wear my hat? There you go. That's pretty. That's pretty. Okay. That was a big bunch of nope. Okay. I'm sorry for harassing you. I'm sorry for harassing you. Yeah. Be nice, guys. As of right now, I don't do my own hay. And Ken says, we had twins 2 weeks ago. We put sweaters on them, but they outgrew them now. That's good. That's what you want, though. You want them to outgrow them so that they don't need them anymore. Well, guys, I am going to end this live stream here. It's been an hour. I got to go stack all that wood. And as much as, here, we'll go back over there. As much as I enjoy talking to you guys, I do have some work to do that is not hands-free. And I don't think you guys want to watch my backside as I'm trying to stack all of this firewood. We'll go see the pile, and then we'll say our goodbyes for now. Hello, Mama. I'll let you out. No, you stay. You have everything you need. She's the only one that can get out because she's athletic. Watch, she's going to jump. Okay. But you really don't need to get out. There's no reason for you to be out of there. She can jump back in too, so I'm just going to leave her. I'm not worried about her. It's a nice thing about living off-grid in the middle of nowhere. Mark, thank you for that subscription. Nice thing about living in the middle of nowhere is, here's the property, guys. You can kind of see the lake is out here. Here's the cabin with the nice moose antlers. Got the fields back there. But without having any neighbors, I don't worry about the goats getting out because they can't go anywhere. And they don't go anywhere. So I got to stack this wood. It's not a ton, but it's enough for a few days. So I got to stack this wood and put some work in. And then maybe I'll clean the house and tidy up. So I appreciate you guys. Lily appreciates you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. And until next time, guys, stay wild.